Raise your hand if you've spent hours looking for the perfect productivity app, and weeks later, you're still buried in chaos. I've been there. Templates, automations, color-coded everything. Somehow, I was less productive when I was just using sticky notes. Sound familiar? I call this the surface fix trap. Today, I'll show you why these quick fixes feel great, but often fail, and how to build solutions that actually stick. Surface fix traps honestly are everywhere in our lives. Instead of practicing how to become a better presenter, some people binge tutorials on how to stack animations and how to achieve that effortless morph effect. Or they buy expensive gym membership or fancy gear when what they actually needed was a consistent workout and exercise habit. Here's the truth. My problem wasn't that I didn't have the right tools. It's that I didn't understand why I was unproductive. I once spent 2 weeks reorganizing my folders. Basically earned a PhD in color coding, yet I was still drowning. Here are 3 science-backed lenses to figure out why we're addicted to surface fixes. Number 1 is about our cognitive load. Our brains are wired to conserve mental energy. This is how we survive. Analyzing root causes to our problems consumes an enormous amount of energy without giving any promising endpoints. Sometimes we could be spending weeks or even months working on a problem without seeing any noticeable changes. Surface fixes, on the other hand, feel doable and they're much easier to be noticed. So, given a choice, we would choose them first. Social cognitive theory is all about self-efficacy or motivation. It basically is about whether we believe we can do something. We believe we can master an app in one afternoon, or at least make huge improvements. These are concrete, visible progress. So our self-efficacy or motivation spikes. But believing we can actually rewire our habits or even our brain, that feels slow and uncertain. When we're trying to make decisions, we start a dual processing thinking. You may have heard of this from Daniel Kahneman and his book, Thinking Fast and Slow. System 1 biases us toward solutions that feel productive immediately. It might be surprising, but opening a productivity app actually triggers the same rewarding circuit as if you were actually productive. So it feels like you're making progress. System 2 is the pause button that actually says, wait, what exactly am I trying to resolve here? Most people don't engage with that pause button until something actually breaks. These new experiences and visible progress, they trigger our reward system. They make us feel really good. That's why these colorful dashboards and shiny features, they feel so satisfying, even though nothing fundamentally has changed for us. To fix the surface fix trap, we need to dig deeper. Here are 3 questions that moved me from surface to foundation. What outcome am I actually trying to achieve? What problem is underneath the surface? And lastly, what is a deep fix I need to make? Let me show you how this works in real life. Let's use email as our first example. You open your inbox and it's overflowing. Hundreds, maybe thousands of emails pouring at you. So you spend the next few hours scanning, stirring, deleting, archiving, scheduling, all of that. And in my own experience, I still don't feel I have a peace of mind at the end of the day. I would constantly be on my email, scrolling, just in case I had missed a message, or I had forgotten to reply to someone important, or worse yet, I forgot to attend a really important meeting. So with our first question, what outcome am I actually trying to achieve here? Not inbox 0, because that is not the point. What I wanted is a sense of clarity and a peace of mind at the end of the day. Basically, not having to be attached to my email wherever I go. So then, what problem is underneath the surface? Honestly, it's not the email. It's the fact that I don't have a clear system and clear steps to follow to make decisions. Do I keep it, delete it, schedule it, archive it? Do I reply now? Do I reply later? The chaos is in my mind, not just in the inbox. So then, what is the deep fix? I built a simple triage system, labeling my folders to be reply, delete, schedule, and archive. And instead of checking all day, I batch process twice a day. Once early in the morning around 9 or 10, one in the afternoon before I wrap up around 3 or 4. If a message takes less than 2 minutes, I'll deal with it right away. Otherwise, everything goes into its own label. And that was a foundation fix for me. Once the triage system is in place, the inbox stopped feeling like a monster. Now, back to where we started, productivity apps. I do a thing which I recently learned is called app hopping, where I basically hop from one productivity app to the next and then a third, hoping that I would find something that I really like and can solve all of my problems. Until I figured out it doesn't work that way. So what outcome am I actually trying to achieve here? It's not about finding the perfect app. It's about focus and making actual progress. So what is the problem that is underneath the surface? Usually it's one of those two things. It's either that I'm distracted easily and my attention span is very short, or I'm simply procrastinating and delaying a task infinitely because the project itself looked too big and I don't even know where to get started. I would worry that it wouldn't turn out as well as I want it to be. And let's be honest, it's much easier to tinker with an app than having to deal with this level of discomfort. So what is the deep fix that I really need to make? The most effective way for me to reduce distractions is to simply put my phone in another room. I then use a simple countdown timer to focus for 25 to 40 minutes, depending on what I'm working on. I use this one on my desk, and it works wonders. I've learned that breaking the big project into 4 to 5 chunks is a really good way for me to deal with my procrastination problem. This way, even before I dive in, I already have a simple plan. Chunk 1 today, chunk 2 tomorrow, and so on. You get the idea. It's much more manageable to deal with a quarter of the task than the entire task all at once. If you really want to track your productivity and making sure you don't forget things and track how you are making progress, use the built-in apps instead of downloading new ones. It's simple, there's low friction, and most importantly, since they're built in, you're probably already quite familiar with them. So the learning curve is basically zero. This means you can then focus your valuable brain energy on actual tasks. Surface fixes feel good because they're easy on our brains. They boost quick confidence, and System 1 loves new experiences and visible progress. But none of that fixes our actual foundational problem. So the next time you want to improve an aspect of your life, ask these questions. Be honest with your answers. You'll get further than any shiny template or app. If this helped you dig deeper, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. I'll catch you in the next one.